Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is our Best of 2023 showcase. We are showcasing some of the best games of 2023. We have Resident Evil 4. I'll hand it over to the runner commentator. Let everybody introduce themselves.
Hey everybody, my name's Frit. I'm going to be running New Game Standard Any Percent today. I'm super excited to show off Resident Evil 4 Remake. Mondo, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mondo Mantra. I routed some strats in this game that we'll see later, but I was mostly just a router and strat guide for this game.
Alrighty. Timer starts on the second cutscene skip, so I'll call it. Timer starts now. Alright, so like I said, we're doing New Game Standard Any Percent, so we don't start with any New Game Plus items. Standard is the difficulty. It's a lot easier than Pro, plus it has some extra skips and stuff that comes with autosaves. And Any Percent just means we're going to be doing some glitches.
Fred, if you don't mind me explaining, New Game Plus in this game is there's no like option like Chrono Trigger. It's more like you can buy items from the merchant and keep them throughout future playthroughs. So when we say just new game, it's like you're playing a fresh file. So
Yeah,
that's what New Game Plus means, is that you can just keep everything from a previous completion. So we're not doing that.
yeah, exactly.
Just thought I should clarify that, just because some games are different with NG Plus.
So we're not going to have any infinite ammo or infinite rockets or movement speed boosts.
What was that?
Yeah. So first enemy here, we're just going to have to run past him. There is a little bit of movement tech in this game that was actually kind of recently adjusted. It used to just be thought that if you crouched and started sprinting again, that you would get a boost upstairs. But it actually works everywhere whenever you're in combat. So whenever I'm around enemies or anything, I'm going to be doing this weird crouching up and down movement tech to save a little bit of time. It's super minor, but yeah.
How much time does it save roughly each time you do it? Do you know?
It's probably 0.03 or something. I wouldn't say it's nothing crazy. And it's probably less than stair skating in the other Resident Evil games. Like Resident Evil 2 Remake has saved much more time to stair skate in that game.
Yeah, in that game, which I'm more familiar with RE2 Remake, I'm guessing Frit is probably as well, because they're both RE2 Remake games. Have records in main categories, but I think a stair skate, depending on characters, like 0.2, 0.3. So this is like a tenth of the save. So it shows you how, like, I guess, minuscule but important this is.
Alright, so we're at pretty much the hardest section of the game. I restarted that checkpoint there because this lady is a lot closer, so I can kill her a lot earlier. The reason I say it's the hardest section of the game is because most of the time you're going to lose about 30 seconds here if you get unlucky. Hopefully our luck isn't too bad today. Personally, I'm going to get 6 kills.
You've seen the chaos unfold.
Yeah, got 6 kills, so now a big wave of enemies is going to spawn, and we're going to hope that they actually come through the door back there, rather than the window. Be unfortunate.
Next.
They're just trying to get them to clump up for the grenade.
Right. So it's like we're getting no one, which is bad. I'm going to rebind the grenade here and hope that more people come in first. Fine that I got grabbed. Let's throw the grenade here. Hopefully we should have enough here. So I'm going to lower the FPS to 30 because the grenade will kill more enemies when it goes off here. Yeah, we only got 4 kills. It's really unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and find where the rest of the people are.
Do you want me to explain what you're trying to get there? Or...
Yeah, you can go for it.
So, if you get 15, it's 15 kills, right?
Yeah, 15 kills.
If you get 15 kills on that cutscene, this the La Campana cutscene, merges with the other one, So you skip about 10 seconds worth of waiting with the bell. So that would save a lot of time if you got it. So it's more like it's like a huge time save. So in most runs, like, that's kind of a big reset if you can't get those 15 kills.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we're probably starting off about 40 seconds behind the record, or 40 seconds behind a regular pace, which usually would be a reset, but honestly no big deal for a marathon.
Yeah, not trying to get record right now.
Yeah.
This doesn't break the record.
Right now we're pretty much just running to the end of chapter 1. We gotta find Lewis, and I mean, to get there, there's not much to it. Pick up the key item here, put this lever, and then we're gonna cross the bridge and continue making our way over. And yeah, this is the part where the movement looks a little silly, but I do promise that it takes time.
I think I was just thinking, I'm like, I don't know if I should bring this up, but this looks kind of goofy. This looks kind of goofy.
Yeah. Alright, so we got lucky here. This guy decided to swing early. Alright, so we're out of combat now, so the crouching doesn't work anymore, and we're going to go into combat again right here. But for this section, for some reason, the speed is capped, so it doesn't actually work here. You can see if I try it, I kind of go slower. Now, I'm going to stare at the floor here and pause the game for a second. This is just a placebo thing I do to hopefully avoid a crash here. Okay, good. So yeah, occasionally, like 10% of the, not 10%, maybe 5% of the time I'll get a crash at that tunnel, which I'm very happy to have avoided. So we're going to do an out of bounds here. Hopefully get it. Nice. Yeah, so if you interact with that trip mine in a certain way, you can clip through the wall there, and we're just running out of bounds here, so we can get to Lewis a bit faster.
Also, for those wondering, this glitch was patched, right?
I
know the scope stuff was patched, but
Yeah, so we are playing on a down patch version. I don't think the trip mine skips were patched. I could be wrong, but there is one in separate ways that still works on the newest patch. But yeah, scope clips and stuff are patched.
yeah. So for the big scope clips that will be coming up later in the run, unfortunately, you can't just boot up the game and do it at home. You're gonna have to down patch the game. But just thought people should know.
Yeah.
You can't just try it right now.
All right, so we don't have any loot right now. We got our stuff stolen, so we gotta make our way over to it. Only takes like a minute. On the way, I grabbed a green herb, and I'm gonna grab a sapphire in this cabinet over here, and hopefully not get hit by this guy. Alright, yeah, he's sleepy. So we pick up treasures throughout the run because this game has a money system, of course, and we're gonna be buying our weapons from the merchant, which comes up in just a moment. Actually, we're gonna stop at this first merchant in just a moment.
Yeah, like the money routing, I remember spending a lot of time trying to figure out the early game money routing just because of how complicated it can be. Like, I can't stress how like complicated it was trying to route the early game in this game, just because there's so many treasures. Some of them were like, 1 second faster, half a second slower, like, and like it was like a trade-off. Like, do you want slightly more money for slower route, slightly slower route, or less money? But like it was very hard to balance at the time. I'm confident the routes are very solid now, but
Yeah.
just be glad that people figured it out for you. Yikes.
All right, so here we have another terrible section of the game. I'm going to reload the checkpoint here to just sort of change the enemy's position. Yeah, this section is known as Red Mist Valley. I'm gonna get punched by this guy. So he can either punch or grab there. You normally want him to grab so you can dodge. But...
Hey, Fred, do you mind talking about like the macro grab thing?
Oh yeah, so in this game, if you hold interact on a controller and on a keyboard at the same time, it bugs out and mashes the input like, a million times a second, basically. So for grabs, we can actually just hold the interact button and it'll instantly break us out. You'll see that probably a couple times throughout this run, unless I don't get grabbed, which would be very lucky. Alright, nice. Didn't get stuck there too bad. That's good. So we grabbed the yellow herb there. We're going to be combining red, green, yellow herbs to sell them because they sell for 10k each. And here again, we can't do the crouch sprint tech because it's just slower here for some reason. Missed my inputs there. Again, most of these checkpoint reloads are just to make the enemies be in different locations. In this case, this guy shouldn't grab me because I reload the checkpoint. There we go. This lady can be annoying. She likes to push a lot. Alright, we're going to pick up another sapphire right here. And because we didn't shoot the necklace over at the well, this guy's not active yet, so we can just run by him. That's something I specifically routed out because I found it really annoying to shoot the necklace and then have that guy sometimes just instantly hit you and then your run's just over. Another ruby there. Alright, so here we're going to do the first scope clip of the game. I'm going to back Leon's hitbox. I'm going to stare at the floor, back Leon's hitbox into this cabinet, and I'm going to pick up the key item through the cabinet. So I just picked up a crystal marble, which we need for a puzzle right up here. We're going to see a lot more of that later on.
Do you mind me asking how new that is? Because I've actually never seen that before.
I think that's a few months old at this point, but most runs don't do it because getting the rifle early is specifically a standard thing, and not much people run standard. This game
makes sense. I think at first, because this door has a lock on it, which is kind of a mechanic of like the scope clips we'll see like later. I think this door is like a unique door, and I remember I wanted to see if it was possible to scope clip into that room. I don't think it was, because otherwise you'd probably be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that there's actually a scope clip there for the marble. That's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, that one's pretty neat. Saves a couple seconds.
And also you skip a medallion-esque puzzle. For those that don't know, RE2 Remake has medallions similar to that. They're just extremely RNG and very annoying. So I guess I'm glad that we have like a medallion skip in this game.
Yeah. Alright, so we got a one-shot stun on that guy. That's nice. Sometimes he can just tank a shot and grab you, and it's really annoying. Alright, in this room we're going to grab a Velvet Blue, which of course we sell later, and we're going to grab this first aid spray because I am scared of taking too much damage. There's a nest up here that has some rifle ammo as well. So we're making our way to the church, looking for Ashley, but in the meantime, we have to do a lot more stuff. I knifed that because that gives us some spinels, which we're going to use later on at a Chapter 6 merchant.
This could be parallel thinking, but I remember at the time, I think people were shooting those gravestones.
Yeah, it's kind of personal
But
preference.
yeah, I remember that. But I was like a firm like knife believer. I was like, dude, I just think this looks super cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's considered like super optimal, but I just feel like I wouldn't say I was like the first one to do it. I feel like I was one of the early people to start doing it.
Yeah.
But not like that matters, but I just thought that was interesting to see.
All right, so if we drop down at the edge of that ledge, there's 2 ganados that would normally spawn right here, but because we dropped at the very edge, they don't spawn. That just helps out. Usually one of them is a pitchfork guy, and he charges, and it's hard to shoot him.
So I have a question about like when you know that you're no longer in combat. Like, is it just from like how do you know when you're in combat versus not in combat?
Yeah, so there. Just a small movement speed boost. It's kind of hard to tell at some spots, but yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like it might just be brute force. Like with such a small time save, how would you know when to do it? You know?
Yeah. All right, so we're.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask, does it lose time on normal speed, or is it the same?
I think it does. Yeah, I believe it does lose
Okay.
time.
Yeah, I see.
So we're heading to the fishing village. We need to pick up a gas can, and we're gonna pick up a hand grenade, some shotgun ammo, and some rifle ammo in here as well. Most of this stuff isn't really used until castle. We're pretty much just collecting resources. But there is a fight in the cabin, which we'll be at in probably 15 minutes or so. That we do need to use some of our collected ammo there. Alright, so we reached the gas can. Another checkpoint here that I'm gonna reload because the enemies chill out a lot when you do this.
Ahí está.
There's a cool little trick here where if you jump down at a certain angle, you can fall into the water. I can get it. Nice, perfect. I thought I messed it up, but we got it.
There's also one where I think you can roll into the water from that from the other platform. Is that one faster to jump in the water?
I was actually going for that one, but I don't think the time difference is too big.
Okay, so like the extended roll is it faster or?
It probably is, yeah. That actually took me a little while to get the jump.
Also, that little fall you did, I think that's the only spot in the game you can do that.
There's one more at Island where you can do that. So here I'm gonna throw a grenade at the ground. This is kind of complicated to explain. Oh, that's okay. You can cancel the animation of getting hit by that grenade by interacting with the boat, but the timing is super strict. So the reason we grenade ourselves there is because it lowers the difficulty of the game a little bit, and Galago here takes 90 damage per harpoon instead of 80, which lets us kill him 8 seconds faster. This strat was actually discovered by Mondo.
Yeah, just by pure shenanigans, just messing around. It's funny how I found an 8-second time save by just doing something I thought was funny, which was canceling a stagger into a cutscene, and then it actually ended up saving time.
Yep.
So that's kind of funny.
So to explain that a little bit better, most Resident Evil games, or I think every Resident Evil game past Resident Evil 4 Original, has a dynamic difficulty system, where when you take damage, the game becomes easier, and when you pick up stuff, the game becomes harder. And the game really wants you to be at 7 DA there, DA standing for difficulty adjustment. But yeah, by grenading ourselves there, we stay at 6, which makes the harpoons do more damage.
Oh, so do you not do the scope clip here?
I remember when that was discovered, and I did it for a little bit, but I didn't think it saved time, and I'm still not sure if it does or not, so I don't do it here.
Okay. Well, so for those that don't know, scope clips, you can, what is it? You look all the way down and back up into a wall right before a checkpoint.
Yep, exactly.
And you reload it, and you're suddenly in the wall. And there was one discovered near one of the fences over there, but he just didn't go for it. So we'll see more of those later. There's not a whole lot until Castle, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we just have the big one, which is Gigante Skip, which most people don't actually know about because the majority of runners of this game play Pro, and the autosave clips are standard, and well, Pro is excluded from those because they don't have autosaves.
And for those wondering about so of course we skipped the egg, right?
Of course,
That's
no golden egg on
so
this run.
yeah, for those that know, there's like the was it the Easter egg? I guess literally an Easter egg. We're like throwing the golden egg into what's his name? The little guy?
Salazar.
Salazar? Yeah, sorry. And he becomes like one shot, right?
Yeah, it does. The golden egg does 70% of its health.
Yeah, so he just gets obliterated when you throw the egg at him. But we skip it because of a gigantic glitch that was very route defining at the time. Like, so much money was cut out.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later. I guess we'll keep it suspenseful and a surprise.
All right, so this is what chapter? This is chapter 4, I believe. Yeah. We're collecting these 2 heads so that we can get a key for the church. And Ashley is inside the church, so we'll see her in about 6 minutes, probably. Assuming that I don't mess up the Gigante Skip.
Also, there's a little optimization there with the boat. You turned it before docking, and it turns the boat in the direction you want to go. So that's a small time save, because for those that might run this game or have run it in the future, you'll know that that boat is very unwieldy, so.
Yeah. Alright, we got one more puzzle here. Sounds like this dynamite guy is active, so we might have to reload this checkpoint. Nope, never mind, he's asleep. Alright, we're gonna grab another velvet here and a yellow herb. Unlucky that guy threw twice, I think.
Also, can you briefly explain why you tap aim after, like, rolling and other things?
Yeah, so the animation that plays when you drop down from somewhere, sometimes it's just opening doors. It's also used a ton in the Separate Ways DLC. When you, like, once you recover from the grapple, if you aim, it essentially gets you up to speed faster.
And aiming to, like, do animation cancels and other similar things is kind of a common trend in the Resident Evil remake speedruns. A lot of the mechanics are very different, but some people might see these games and think, like, oh, they look so similar, they must play the same, and not even close. Like, they're all completely different, but that's something that's kind of remained the same a bit, is that aiming can cancel animation.
Alright, so we've made it. Here, we are about to start the Gigante fight, but we're going to do an autosave clip. This is the hardest out of bounds in the game. There's 3 sections to it. The first is there's just a razor-thin line that you have to run along to get into the arena, and then there is a small corner that you have to manage your way onto. Here we're going to do the scope clip. So I'm backing up into the wall and waiting for the autosave. There it is. Now I'm going to be in the wall. I'm going to turn left here, or turn right here, and step left a little bit. Yeah, very difficult, so I click back in bounds. See if we can get it this time. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you can see how thin this line really is. See. There we go, we got it. Okay. Now the second part here, we have to skirt onto this corner. That's a really tight area there. If you go too far to the left, you get an eternal loading screen and you have to close your game. The final section here, we're going to run along these walls. I'm going to pause a lot here because if your camera goes too far forward, your game crashes. So hopefully we can avoid it. Looks like we're okay. Nice. All right, so there's Gigante Skip. It's incredibly dangerous. Honestly, wouldn't recommend. I would recommend you give it a shot if you're interested in like out of bounds stuff. It can be pretty fun to kind of understand how it works, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, getting that third try, pretty impressive to be honest. I kind of stopped running the game after this was, before this was found, so I haven't really seen that before, but that was impressive.
Alright, so we've made our way to the church. We're going to get Ashley, and then we're pretty much just going to leave her at the church because there is another scope clip that we're going to do.
Ashley Graham, I'm here to help.
This puzzle's not too bad. Nice. Got it quick there.
In that puzzle, I think the positions are always the same, correct?
Yep, they are static.
Yeah. I don't know which puzzles in the game actually have
Ashley,
random
in
starts.
there?
I think, are most of them kind of preset?
Yeah, I think the medallion is the only random one.
Yeah, and you skip it, so I guess all the puzzles are just fixed inputs, which is a relief, right?
Yep. Not like RE2R.
Yep. Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Alright, so we have Ashley now, and like I said, we're just going to leave her behind because we can do a cool skip on this ladder here.
This one is actually surprisingly easy to do if this is the setup that I'm familiar with.
Alright, there we go. We clipped through the floor there. This guy's mad at me. Oh, this guy's really not happy with me. Yeah, so Ashley is just going to chill in the church, and we run to the cabin, and she's just not with us, but she'll teleport over there.
Yeah, so for those of you who got through this section painfully, like I did playing this casually, just know that you can just leave her behind and they don't care. So she teleports during the cutscene. You don't need her to come with you.
Alright, so there I'm just combining all my herbs so I can sell them later once we get to the next merchant. Again, I'm going to load another autosave. This one's really nice because it completely gets rid of the very annoying enemies at the end of this area.
Hunnigan was right about the weather.
That torch guy can hit you, but it's pretty rare. Alright, so we didn't grab the shotgun earlier. That is up here, but now we're going to grab it. Plus the grenade in here. That's up there. Alright, so because we shot that window out earlier, these guys are pretty much asleep. I guess they woke up early, but generally when you shoot out that window, they'll not come anywhere near you. One more autosave here.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, there used to be strats. I don't think it's optimal to go for the shotgun early anymore.
Yeah.
Just because for inventory space and various other reasons. But yeah, that was something people used to do. But now people are just banking on RNG for the mid.
Alright, so we have the cabin fight here. There's 3 parts to the cabin. The first one we're going to be doing is boarding up the 3 windows. And to do that, I'm going to be doing a little bit of pausing here just to make sure that I don't miss. We're going to pick up the first set of boards here. We have 4 kills so far. I'm going to shoot this guy outside the window. Hopefully he dies. There we go. gonna shoot this red barrel outside. So now we have 7 kills in the cabin. 4 guys are gonna spawn from this corridor, and the nade killed 3 of them, which is perfect. This guy's gonna jump in, and because we killed so many guys already, he's guaranteed to drop boards. I did not mean to push that shelf. Yep, we're gonna board up this window, and now the next Ganado that comes in, we're gonna kill with a grenade because it guarantees boards. So if a Ganado is a plaga, it has no chance to drop boards, and we use the grenade there because it guarantees that they're not a plaga. All right, we got some rifle ammo. That's really good.
So, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, there's 2 ways of changing to the next section of the cabin. Either you get like, was it like 18 kills or something? Right?
Yeah, something around there.
And that, or you board up the windows. So these boarding up the window strap, people used to think it was really random and inconsistent, but this has made it way more consistent to do cabin.
Yeah, so the second section of cabin we just did there was kill 5 Ganados, and now the big brute guy with the hammer is going to spawn. And we're just going to shoot him 4 times, sorry. And that is the end of the cabin. Grab the emerald.
And that is pretty consistent, right? Other than that thing at the last window where the guy was trying to climb in, because for those wondering, you can't put wooden boards when the enemies are climbing on the windows. So
Yep, that is pretty consistent. I actually did get kind of lucky there because the one Ganado decided to climb the ladder early, which is really good because sometimes it'll just sit there for no reason.
Let's just focus.
All right, so we're on chapter 6 now, making our way to the castle. In this category, we don't have to fight the Chainsaw Sisters, and you'll see how we do that very soon.
yeah, this is when scope clipping just becomes very heavily abused.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to tell Ashley to wait here because I want her to get grabbed a little bit later. And again, in standard, we luckily just can ignore Ashley. She'll be okay no matter what we do, pretty much. Unlucky. Oh, man.
Oh, it's looking like me.
Legendary clip.
Yeah, there's a clip of me getting stun locked there and killed. It was very poetic, but glad he didn't get stuck there.
Yeah, so Ashley's far away, but again, we can just load an autosave, and she's back on the ground, and she'll get grabbed here in a second again. But it's okay, because we're just going to load another autosave once we get to it.
Shit.
Yeah, like, you might get worried that she's held right here, but I think it's just because of how, like, the distance system or something works in this game. Like, you just don't go far enough away. I think he's, like, literally walking towards you, so it's, like, impossible for her to get captured.
Yep. Alright, so we're going to run into this corner to make sure we get the autosave at the time we want. Back into this wall. There's the autosave. And now we're going to be out of bounds. Right. So yeah, we don't have to fight the Chainsaw Sisters, which is really nice. And we're just going to run along the outside of this here and skip this section entirely.
Yeah, and so if you mess up clipping into the wall for it, you cannot try it again, right? That would be a reset.
Yeah, it's completely doomed.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to fight them, and that would just be extra routing. And so luckily, he didn't mess it up, but it's kind of one of the easier ones, so that helps.
Alright, so Ashley didn't get grabbed again, which is nice, so we don't have to load the autosave there. Now we're running away from Mendez, who we're not gonna... Actually, we will see him one more time. I find this section to be incredibly annoying. There's an axe guy and a pitchfork guy up here that are really annoying, so I'm just gonna kill them. So there's another little trick here. If you wait out certain cutscenes before you skip them, you will be in the out of combat speed. So there I just did it. It saves time in-game, of course. It doesn't save time RTA, but this game is timed in-game.
I'll do my job.
Alright, so we're going to do the merchant here, but also we're going to do a out of bounds clip as well.
I got something new for you.
Right.
You're a decent size.
Okay, so
Well done. You
merchant is done, and we are out of bounds as well. So if you crouch and back up into the corner there, when you talk to the merchant, for some reason it just clips you a bit further out of bounds. So you do that twice. I appear to have made a mistake. Did I miss a ruby? That should be okay. I'm supposed, yeah, I'm supposed to have one here, but I must have either forgot one or I sold all 3. I don't think that'll be a problem though.
Man, as long as your total money is fine.
Yeah, it won't be a problem until late castle. And speaking of castle, we just made it there.
Or you could always just pick up an extra thing somewhere else. I mean, luckily, like when you pick up a treasure in this game, it doesn't like mess with your inventory.
All right, Ashley. Reese just said.
I got it. Yes, you got it.
Yeah, I must have sold 3 there by accident. Alright, so the start of castle, this chapter is pretty challenging. We have the catapult room, and then we have water hall right after. It shouldn't be too bad, honestly. Yeah, if you spam swapping weapons for that guy, he won't stagger you. And grab a little gunpowder from this crate.
Trying to remember the strategy here. I wonder if this is the same as before.
I'm not sure. So we can get the cannon up early by shooting it there. I'm gonna let Ashley hang back a bit here. Now she's gonna follow me. She's gonna get grabbed in a few seconds. Need to make sure that Ganato is dead because he can cause some problems. Yeah, Ashley's been grabbed. We're gonna blow up the wall here. Load another autosave, so she's gonna be back on the floor, but she's gonna get picked up again pretty much instantly.
Don't leave me.
Is alright, and we're just gonna throw a flash to get her back up.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, just let me know if I'm taking credit for something that's not mine. But, I think I kind of like came up with that flash there. Just, I'm not really sure. I think I came up with some of the strategy. I'm not like all of it, but
I remember you made a catapult strat there.
yeah, I think that's similar but not identical. Like I think I shot one more cannon.
Yeah.
Barrel.
So here we're gonna do a door clip. Ashley got hit there, unlucky. She'll be okay though. So how you do that is you pretty much do the same thing. You back up into the door, stare at the ground with the scope, and then you flick your mouse around and hold interact. And yeah, that just skips that. That skips the Garrador fight actually. So now we're in Water Hall. In standard, this section really, it's hard to die here, but it's very easy to lose time. Because Ashley getting hit or Ashley getting grabbed at the wrong time just costs you about 15 seconds usually. I don't know why that guy's chasing me like that. It's kind of funny. So we picked up the wheel we're going to use right here. I think this guy's going to hit me, so I'm going to shoot him. He's angry.
Man, that guy
Oh!
shot. Just like that, yeah. Whoops.
I guess I spoke too soon, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you got a little too greedy.
I did it.
I saw the prompt and I was like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I shot him in the legs there because I didn't think that would actually trigger the blog up, but it did. Got a bit greedy there.
You're seeing one of the several death animations they made in this game. I feel like the animators were like so excited to just make like several super gory deaths in this game. Like there's just so many different ones to see.
Look at how much more peaceful when I just don't shoot him. Nice. I get an archer. Really rub it in there.
You're starting to see a bit of the chaos that this game can show you. It's just there's so many possible things that can happen in this game, which makes it very chaotic.
So Ashley's probably gonna get grabbed here, but that's fine. I don't know why that guy's taking so long, but here we go. Alright, we're gonna grab a large resource here. We do need to craft some flashes later. Now we're just waiting for Ashley to make her way up here.
Oh yeah,
Got it.
I don't know if other people noticed this at the time. I tried to like make people aware of it at the time, but when you go up those stairs,
You gonna be okay?
I think there's a trigger where the enemies lose aggro.
Yeah.
There's actually a glitch where one of the enemies can follow you up the stairs, lose aggro, and then all of a sudden you have a friend until the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really funny, but we didn't get to see it.
Alright, so we're just gonna protect Ashley here. I'm gonna delay killing this guy to slow down the spawns. Use a rifle shot on these two guys. Stagger that lady. This guy didn't die.
Also, when convenient, can you explain why you sold the old rifle and got the new one?
Yeah.
The Stingray?
Yeah, I'll get to that right after this.
Yeah, I just thought that'd be not right now, but yeah, soon.
Okay, we're good. Alright, so yeah, I pick up the Stingray instead of the old rifle because it saves a lot of time, specifically in the Knight's room, and for the regenerator in Island, it saves a little bit of time as well.
Okay, get back here.
But yeah, like Castle's a really good example of just showing how we abuse the mechanics with Ashley in this run. Sometimes the enemies just completely ignore her. Sometimes she can just resurrect from the dead or whatever. Like she can just do whatever she wants sometimes, and we abuse that a lot. Like right there, I don't even think the enemies can grab Ashley, so you can just leave.
Yep. Alright, so that's Waterhole done. Aside from the mishap with the Plaga guy, that was pretty good. Ooh, a Magnum drop. I will take that
that's
for
rare.
safety. That's actually really nice to have in case I miss a Magnum shot.
Also, I forget, because I think the route has changed since I ran this game. Where do you use the Magnum? I know it's in the double Gyarados, but where else is it used?
Now we use it for the first two Knights and then the Gyarados. And that's
I
it.
see. Yeah, because I remember spending a significant amount of time trying to come up with a Knight strat using the Magnum, because the Magnum can just utterly destroy the Knights. I think it's like a couple headshots and they're dead.
Yep.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so we're on chapter 8 now. We're gonna shoot this red zealot in the head, hopefully. Blow up this barrel. And that's going to make him run over to the second barrel. Unlucky. So there's the glitch with the holding interact on on a controller and a keyboard at the same time, and instantly breaks free from grabs.
Yeah. And you might notice that the grab animation is different than one you can normally do. Because that's an animation you'll only get if you mash out of grabs. Because otherwise, if you, wait them out, you get like a completely different animation. So
Yeah.
because before we had this macro for like binding keyboard and controller input to one key, people would just let the grabs play out. So, but this saves about a couple seconds compared to a normal mashless grab.
Yeah. Makes the game a lot more bearable when you're just looping village over and over again and getting grabbed 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a puzzle in here. I also grabbed a treasure there. Alright, for this, we swap the left one with the bottom one, flip it, and then flip that top one.
That should do it.
So I have 23,000 pesetas right now, which means I already have enough for the merchant in chapter 9, which is really nice. I'm actually gonna pick up an extra treasure though, because since I'm missing a ruby, I don't want to be down on money.
Yeah.
And I'll pick that up in Maze.
So, what is the small key for?
This is for a treasure that we're gonna pick up in the battlements area. And just
Okay. Oh, is that the beetle?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Double checking. Because I got a little confused because you're like, oh, I gotta pick up a backup treasure, and you picked up the key, and I'm like, wait, I don't know if that costs 3,000. Just,
Alright, I'm gonna snipe these two guys. I just gotta collide on them. They can just be super annoying, so I want to be safe here.
like, you might think just by watching this stuff, you're like, oh, I bet I could get past this part without shooting anybody. Well, you can, but speedruns, it's all about consistency or speed, and like their shooting, I guess, just makes it super consistent, so that's why we do it.
Yeah, so there, just a minute ago, I shot like through that little corner there to shoot one of the... Hopefully I can get this grenade. Okay, yeah, so you can throw a grenade through that little window there to open that door early. And I did a similar thing with the first gate where I shot the little corner of the hitbox of whatever thing drops down the gates.
Yeah, I remember at the time, people were using a grenade for the first one.
Yeah.
But just because of how tight routing is in this game, like, just like one nade versus no nade, like, and also I'm pretty sure like the pistol shot there for the first one is just more consistent.
Yeah.
I always found it more consistent. Yeah, just a good thing to point out that you can also use a grenade too if you want, or use like a sniper rifle. It doesn't really matter as long as you can hit the lock or the chain rather.
So sometimes you can cannonball all three of those Ganados down there, but I only got 2 of them. It's fine though. The shield guys are way more annoying than the torch lady. I say that, but that's actually not true. She's probably gonna hit me now.
Or get like the triple on you.
Yeah. Insta kill me.
Yeah.
Peaceful. We're good. Alright, so I'm gonna watch this cutscene again just to get the little speed boost.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'm in out of combat speed now. Alright, so now we are done with chapter 8. Chapter 9 used to be one of the worst chapters. Now I think it's pretty fun actually. It's pretty mechanically demanding. There's a lot going on. So it's pretty exciting. I'm gonna grab a yellow herb here.
That guy.
I'm gonna do one more red, green, yellow combine for this next merchant. I'm really happy with my resources right now. Having 23 sniper ammo is very good. Because you need, I think, 15 for the knights. So I have plenty. So I collect those 2 dogs just to be safe. I think without it, this room can be kind of annoying.
Also, do you do the one animation cancel with the shotgun there for those shots or not?
The one where you crouch.
Yeah.
No, I pretty much only do it for cabin, but I kind of messed up earlier, so.
I see. Oh yeah, and you would do it. It's for when you want to do like consecutive shots, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, my knowledge is a tiny bit rusty for that, just because it's a bit of a like an obscure mechanic.
Yeah. So yeah, for those who don't know, you can cancel the pump animation for the shotgun. Oh, that guy came out of nowhere. That's unlucky. Yeah, you can cancel the pump animation by crouching up and down, which saves a bit of time. So we throw a grenade at that kennel there, and that kills 2 dogs and leaves 1 on 1 HP, so we can just shoot him once with the handgun.
Ashley.
Okay.
Yeah, once again, this is one of those spots where it's like, you know, I bet we could just avoid the dogs, but, you know, if the world record holder's shooting the dogs, you should shoot them too. Like, I can't tell you how bad this was back in the day trying to YOLO this part. It was just terrible, but it seems pretty consistent now just to kill all the dogs. So
All right, so we've raised 2 flags. We just need 1 more to get into the bigger part of Chapter 9. There's a little trick I just did there where you can jump down from this ledge way early. And I'm going to kill these 3 Ganados. I missed. All right, so I killed those 3 Ganados because Ashley is programmed to just stay over there by the fence. But if you kill the 3 over there, she just runs over. Because there's no one there to grab her anymore.
Frick, do you mind if I briefly talk about zips?
Go for it.
So, there is this, how do I explain it? It's like a zeitgeist or something for this game, which was like, if you could, like, zip in this game, you could skip, like, all of this stuff. And, someone on Steam, I think, posted on the,
Look, there's a statue
on, like, the, you know, the Steam boards or whatever for this game, about how they clipped through the gate. Like, they skipped the entire maze, saving, like, I think it was about, people estimated like 90 seconds, 2.5 minutes, something like that. And people actually, you can zip in this game because of the wonky, yeah, the heavy grenade is super good on Chi.
And I got Magnum there, but I didn't pick it up.
You're getting like some dream drops right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
No problem.
Too bad I couldn't get this on actual runs.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that room, I just want to quickly mention, if you throw a flash at a certain time at that lever, it completely skips the bridge lowering, so you almost skip the entire room pretty much.
Yeah, you can also do that with a grenade or a bow gun. There's
Yeah.
clips on YouTube of people doing it with different stuff, so you can do it with other things too, not just a flash.
Alright, so we have
Yeah, sorry.
we have the Knights room here, so we're gonna Magnum these first 2. I got a crit. What is this RNG? So yeah, they're normally supposed to take 2 shots. There's a little bad hitbox meme there. Alright, yeah, so we Magnum the first 2, rifle those 2, and we're gonna rifle 3 more here. I missed on that guy. That's unfortunate. Unlucky. Okay, this was pretty good actually. Yeah, not much to that nice room, just some challenging shots.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Nighty night. Nights. Get that lever.
All right,
Okay.
so now we're gonna go do the merchant, and then right after that we're gonna grab the last, the serpent head to finish out this section, and then we're going to be doing Ashley's section.
Let's go.
Also, I don't think I completely explained what I was talking about for the maze. Sorry, just because there's a lot to talk about in this game. But like, so essentially they knew there was a zip possible, and it technically is possible, but the feasibility in a real run is so low that people just think it's kind of like a meme trick. You know, it's like, I like the barrier skip or whatever in Zelda or whatever, like that was a real thing, but this is like almost impossible. Like, it's really just very unlikely. Like, we're talking like 1 frame out of like some odd frames in a run cycle with levels of precision.
Dining hall.
Like, it's just not feasible currently,
No.
but it would be interesting to see.
A little puzzle there. The seats are always the same though, so you know, nothing crazy. Alright, so we're done with Leon's section of Chapter 9, and we're gonna put these 3 key items on the statue and then start Ashley's section.
Yeah, it's like would you say this part is a bit of an auto-scroller, or would you say that's more of like minecart?
Yeah, minecart's definitely more of an auto-scroller. This just feels like Sherry's section, but with a bit more, bit more exciting, I guess.
Except you don't hide from irons for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
It's about 30 seconds shorter than Sherry's section in 2 Remake, which is nice.
I like how you timed it.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea.
So there's a little animation cancel you can do there when the moose head falls. You just
Is that a clock?
tap aim. This clock puzzle is the same every time. I miss it though. I didn't want to ruin your ears there. When you hold interact with the macro there, it makes a really terrible sound. So.
Yeah. Reminds me a little bit of the knife sound in RE2 Remake on high frame rates.
Yeah.
Where just the knives colliding so much, it's like...
Don't come any closer.
Yeah, so there really isn't much going on in this section. You can pretty much just hold W throughout the whole thing.
I am done with armor.
Gotta pull these 4 strings in the room.
Didn't I just say I was done?
So I wanted to clear something up just because it's been a while, you know, since I've run this game, and the knowledge and skill is like way different. So there's like a knight on the stairs, you know what's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, the knight on the stairs. Like,
Yep.
Is that one RNG or is that just like
Uh,
a skill thing, or?
on 120 FPS, it might be RNG. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we do change the 30 FPS for that guy, and it's free every time.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to clarify because people might think like, oh, this is like, that's why I was calling it like an auto scroll, like there's zero risk, very basic movement, like no RNG. But yeah, I guess there is technically RNG there, but I guess you just go to 30 and that's about that.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna grab a key item here.
I think you pretty much just go back the way you came.
Yep. It's even less exciting this time because, yeah, this crawling section, I don't know why they made this so slow. It seems like, I don't know. It might just be a speedrunner thing where you just want to get to the good parts.
I forgot to mention that the lantern's supposed to freeze the enemies.
Yeah.
But it gets taken away. They kind of show that in the nights before, but you did it so fast we didn't even see the lantern, so... If you just watch the speeder and never play the game, you would not even know that the blue lanterns were the thing.
Yeah. Alright. So like I said earlier, and like we brought up earlier, this knight here on the stairs can hit you if you're not careful, but we're just going to switch to 30 FPS to make the hitbox a bit smaller and easier to pass through.
Yeah, I also think this is just kind of how some of the RE Engine speedruns work. I think the game just also does like checks related to FPS.
Yeah.
So like, there's like this exploit in like RE2 Remake that got like low FPS cap banned. Because you could like play the game at 1 FPS, which was insufferable from a spectator perspective, but the enemies could never hit you because they just couldn't check. But obviously it's like an unintended thing, but I think that's a small version of that at 30, is that the enemies are just also, you know, they just don't react as fast. So like, the high FPS might bring up benefits, but you know, also, I feel like it also slightly makes the enemies more reactive. So I think that's important to mention.
Yeah. So we're doing a cool glitch here where if you make a save at the beginning of chapter 10 here, and then, yeah, you can see where I spawned. You're supposed to spawn way over there, but if you make the save, load the save, and then hold forward in certain directions, you can... There's another door clip. You can just start over there by the door where you're supposed to go. That saves about 8 seconds.
Yeah, and I gotta just bring this up because everyone always brings this up. You see that double door over there? There's a lock on it. You can door clip through that, and people are like, oh, but you can technically get to, his name's Salazar, correct?
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot. You can technically get to Salazar like 3 chapters early. But the problem is that you go in and you get soft locked and you're stuck. So everyone, when, like, they hear about door clips, they're always like, oh, can you skip to Salazar early? No, you can't. Just the game, you haven't reached the point you're supposed to be at, so you just get soft-locked instead.
I've never seen this Novi on the stairs before. Game's doing some weird stuff today.
We got some amazing, like, weird seed today.
Alright, so the Novi's room isn't too bad. Yeah, it's just random. I'm not sure what to say about this room other than there's a bunch of weird stuff that can happen. But generally, you shouldn't get hit too much.
A typical RE4 remake room is just... If it can happen, it will.
Yep. So we're headed to the double Garrador fight here. We're gonna start off with a flash and then get to the actual fighting part. I'm gonna shoot this guy on the left because sometimes he can do some weird things if you don't do that. I'm gonna let the crosshair focus, wait for this guy to start moving. Here we go. Okay, so we shoot both of them once with the Magnum and then throw a flash. When their Plagas are out like that, the flashes will deal, I think it's 2,000 damage. And the Magnum shot does like 6,000, so we have just enough damage there to kill both of them. That's the double Garrador room.
There's a mechanic in this game you'll figure out casually, and it's kind of a throwback to the original, which is like Plagas are killed by the flashbang, but there's also a very subtle mechanic in this game too, where yeah, the flashes do deal damage to Plagas. It's the same thing at the Gigante. Flashbangs deal damage there too. So.
Yep. So here's another out of bounds. You can get a autosave clip right at the beginning of that section, and another out of bounds coming up right here. If you crouch down, don't hold forward, flick your mouse and then interact, Leon will decide that walls aren't for him and just climb through them.
Yeah. This one saves, by the way, this one significantly saves more time than the first one. So if you're going to learn this game, I'd recommend trying to put more emphasis on this one first. Just because I think it's, the first one saves, what, like 15 seconds?
Yeah, something like that.
This one saves like 90 or 60 or something.
And we're just going to float to this ladder because Leon has superpowers. So we're headed to fight Verdugo.
Oh, give me a break.
Gonna be introduced to probably the most important glitch in the game,
Yep.
arguably. I don't need that large.
It's also very funny too, if you really think about it.
So I haven't reloaded my shotgun, and there is a good purpose for that. We're gonna do some weird animation cancels that confuses the game into thinking that the weapon we're actually holding is a different weapon. So in this case, I'm going to be holding the rocket launcher, but the game is going to think that I have the handgun out. So I'm going to effectively have infinite ammo. And thus I will technically have an infinite rocket launcher, but it's not going to be used. This glitch is actually used in a really nice way, where rather than cheesing the whole game and making it essentially like New Game Plus, we just skip a few things and we're able to ignore certain treasures, and yeah.
Yeah, it's only possible like in certain situations,
Yeah.
like certain conditions where you're on fire and you have to wipe it off yourself. So this is the first part with the ice container in here.
Yep. So we're gonna pop the hydrogen thing, reload the shotgun, switch to the rocket, and then switch to the handgun, and now we're gonna have the rocket out with the handgun equipped. And Verdugo has died.
Yeah, you just saved about $160,000 with that.
I didn't grab that shotgun
That's-
ammo, and I kind of really wanted to, but
Yeah, that glitch completely changed the runs forever, because before this glitch was found, people thought it was kind of pointless to have a, what was it, like an NMG?
Yeah.
Because it was just no scope clipping. Like, that was pretty much it. But this really created a huge distinction between NMG, which is no major glitches, and any percent. Because the routes were now like extremely different.
I pick up that boot knife there because the boot knife does a bit more damage than the kitchen knife, and for the Krauser fight, it's a really annoying fight, and having that little extra bit of damage really helps.
So, I mean to ask, so like, Krauser, because once again, my knowledge is a bit dated by time, I must admit. Is Krauser still like Omega RNG?
Yep, so
Help me.
each time you kick him, it has a 25% chance, or maybe 30% to hit a crit, basically, which I'm pretty sure multiplies the damage by 3 or so. So you can kill him in 15 seconds, or you can kill him in 30 seconds, and there's no real decision from you on that. It's just, will the game decide to let you save some time, or will it not? And it's the same thing with the village section earlier on. You can kill, 6 enemies instantly, or maybe it'll take a while.
So, there's a known shortcut in this game where, if you can, shoot the, barrel here with the rocket launcher to, essentially skip that whole mines and the sisters. Like, we pretty much don't even see... I don't even think we even see the Chainsaw Sisters ever in this game.
Yep.
Because we skip them.
Just a researcher.
But there we can do a dupe on the fire, because it's under the same conditions. So now we fired another $80,000 bullet.
And we're gonna fire one more.
These guys. Yeah.
So there's the double Gigante fight. And yeah, like Mondo was saying, I did a ammo dupe on the guy's Molotov, which, lets me shoot the TNT wall and also do that for the double Gigante. Here we got a really slow Lewis. He's not sure where he's at. Normally, if you watch that cutscene with the second Gigante falling, Lewis will be right here and he'll instantly want to interact with this wall. But we lost a bit of time there, but obviously that's no big deal.
Also, there is technically a door clip on that door.
Yeah.
But I think people just don't go for it just because I think it's pretty difficult, right? And it just doesn't really even save that much time anyway.
Yeah, that one is pretty difficult. There's one in Village that I don't do that is also incredibly difficult.
Of course they did.
Yeah, that's the one to skip the church, I think. Yep. You don't have to go through the basement.
Alright, so I make a save here and load it because Lewis's animation to jump in the minecart is actually pretty slow. And if he starts the animation and you make the save, it skips it entirely.
Give us a push,
so now we're at minecart, which is the bane of any RE4R runner's existence. This is 6 minutes of pretty much nothing happening. So if you need to go to the bathroom, you want to grab a drink, now is absolutely the best time to do so.
What now?
Yeah, file taxes.
Yep.
Catch up on some sleep. Speaking of which, I'm probably gonna get some water real quick. I'm really thirsty.
Yeah, staying hydrated is important.
Very. And we really don't have to worry about anything. We can get hit by those boards. We can let the archers shoot at us. It's really, really hard to die here. Training just for fun.
Left turn. Curving to the right.
Alright, so now I'm back. So, it looks like we're still in the minecart.
Still on the first part of minecart.
Yeah. I was before we started the run. I was like, I wonder if we could just use cheat engine to skip through. But nah, you're like a real trooper, just sticking through your shit.
Yeah, done it enough times at this point.
Yeah. And there's like really just no, like, I think, I'm gonna be honest, I think Capcom did such a great job with this game, but this section is just, there's really not much to do. Like, I guess we can't stress it enough.
Definitely on replay, takes a hit,
That's
but
it.
hey, you know,
Not.
all right.
Things are just getting started.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the price you pay for running a game. When any speedrunner will tell you there's a sacrifice that must be made in order to speedrun. Like, there's always something annoying you have to deal with.
And here, just to add more salt in the wound, this section is RNG, where Lewis can just stand still for some reason. There we go, he's just gonna...
Like, right there.
Oh, actually, that was pretty good. So sometimes he can do a little animation with his hands where he prays, but he decided to just run over, so not too bad.
Well, I don't know what's in the code for this game, but for some reason, like, the trailing, like the beasts, or just some of these, you'll see this more later, but the AI for the partners is sometimes just completely, like, nonsense. Like, at least for the beasts, like, he just gets stuck, and
Yeah.
it just makes no sense, and it's just a big source of time loss, really.
All right, so at this point we have about 2 minutes left of the minecart, I think. And yeah, we're about 2/3 of the way through the game. We just have to finish off the rusted castle, and then we can get to island.
Which, this is an interesting question, because I think everyone has, like, their favorite part of the game. You know, like, the game, just like the original, this game, it's kind of like split into 3 parts, where you have the village, which is kind of more creepy and low-key, and then you get to the castle, where it's kind of a mixture of action and, like, horror, and then you have the island, which is just kind of like an all-out action section.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Fripp, what is your favorite part of the game?
I think I have to go with island. They made it a lot shorter in this game. Actually, that might just be because of the sniper clips, now that I say that. But, yeah, the island is really exciting. There's a lot of... It's partially to do with being a speedrunner. You know, the end of the run is always pretty exciting.
Yeah, because you see it the least.
Yeah.
I think that's a common ground that all of us speedrunners shares. We see the end the least, but it's the part we want to see the most.
Alright, so we got a nice memeable line coming up. The 4-hour community is a pretty big fan of this one. Thank you, Liz. There is a neat little glitch here that I'm 100% chance not gonna get. Oh, I actually did get it. Wow, I don't get it in my actual runs, but I get it here. Yeah, so if you spam pause there, you can skip the staggering animation that Leon does. I think it's position-based, or it might just be luck. Who knows? Who knows with this game?
Or it's like a combination of the run cycle once again. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Could just be collision we don't completely understand.
So we just did another dupe glitch on that barrel. So now I have infinite flashbangs, which is insanely helpful for this section because Lewis just wants to get stuck and shoot at everything. But yeah, if you have infinite flashbangs, you can just run along and Lewis will follow.
And thank God for this, because I'm guessing, is there still RNG with this?
Yeah.
Or is it just...
Well,
yeah,
not too much, but yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, like, what I was wondering, you really just... The small time loss you could get from the flashbangs compared to, like, a YOLO is way outweighed by how much time is going to be saved by the consistency, because I can't count how many times people are just sitting in the elevator like, hello, Lewis, where are you, dude? Like, it takes like 60 seconds, 30 seconds. It's... Yeah, thank God for this.
All right, so I equipped the boot knife and changed the setting to, instead of tapping for the knife, I just hold the button down, and that allows the Krauser fight to be a bit better. It's still terrible, but... And I mean terrible in a speedrunning sense. I actually really like this fight in the casual playthrough. Alright, so we did not get a kick crit, but that is okay. Hopefully we get the second one here.
And this is a little bit of a stun lock stagger thing, kind of, not completely, but...
Okay, this is actually really, really lucky. So I didn't get any kick crits, but that fight was super good because he decided to not go into his unbreakable 5-hit combo that he does. So that was really nice. I lost some time, but in terms of
also, Luis is... Sorry, Luis is dead now, by the way.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, rip. Alright, anyways. We don't need him.
Alright, so A is going to call us. We're about to go into the clock tower section, but first we have to do a merchant and buy another rocket. And I'm also going to pick up the heavy grenade recipe and the riot gun, because the riot gun makes Island a lot more bearable.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, this was a big thing at the time. Trying to figure out, do we skip the riot gun, or do we buy it earlier, or do we buy it later? So I guess the modern route now is we buy it at late castle,
Yeah.
early island, which is good because the riot gun is, I think, arguably probably like one of the best items. Like if you guys are going to do challenge runs or just want to like have like an interesting playthrough, I think the riot gun is very reliable at getting staggered.
Yeah.
Very, very solid weapon. One of like the lowest recoils in the game.
Oh, I really want that actually. Alright, so here's a sniper clip that I learned about a week ago. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. You can clip into this wall here with an autosave. And it doesn't spawn the first 10 or so enemies in Clock Tower, which means you're not in combat speed and you can you're running faster and you just have no enemies here, which is super nice. Because this section is a really big pain.
But to clarify, combat speed is slower than regular running?
Yeah. Or, no, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if we said that earlier. Because I actually didn't know that it was slower, so that's...
Yeah, combat speed is just a little bit slower.
So this clip looks pretty useful because it was just kind of hectic.
Alright, so there's a big ball that's going to roll down and try and kill us. But again, we're just going to make Leon's hitbox go into this little corner here. And we're good.
There's also a really funny thing. I used to run a assisted 80% in this game. And I think if you're on like rank 0, because there's different difficulty adjustment ranks. It goes from like 0 to 3 in assisted. I think if you're at 0, I don't think it's at 1. So like the lowest possible rank, you can actually get hit by the ball and break, which is really funny.
Yeah, I wish we could do that in standard because it does take a bit of time.
Unfortunately not. Oh yeah, and this Red Zealot guy, he gives, he turns the guys into Plaga. But we just kind of ignore him because he's just kind of loud and annoying, but he doesn't really do anything.
Yep.
At least the first one, right? You kill the second one, correct?
I actually don't kill either of them now.
Oh, you don't kill either? Okay. See, like, this was stuff that was being developed after a stack, so... I think it's funny that you ignore both. They're just a screeching sound in your ear. Yeah, you have to kill these guys, otherwise I think if even just one jumps on, it'll just stop the elevator.
Yep. If one jumps on, you just are at a standstill. You lose a pretty decent chunk of time as well.
But the spawns, I think they're fixed, so it's not like this is really an RNG section, it's just kind of a reactionary section.
Yep. I'm hoping to save as much shotgun ammo as possible. I should have 3 more. But I forgot to grab the ones in Verdugo.
Also, I think it's worth mentioning, so when enemies die and certain crates are opened, you can get an assortment of random item drops. And it's usually just related to what is currently in your inventory. Like, I think you can manipulate certain drops, but I don't think they really do that. Right? You don't really manipulate the drops at all, right?
It's a bit complicated. I can't remember the exact details, but the game wants to give you ammo for whatever gun you have. So if you store certain guns, you won't get ammo for that. And that can be used to manipulate and get heavy grenade drops. But yeah, like you said, we don't do that in the run because it's just unnecessary. In my run, in my recent PB, I had to craft 2 heavy grenades, which is unfortunate, but it really is no big deal. It only loses a few seconds. Alright, so we're fighting Salazar. You know what's gonna happen. Goodbye, Salazar.
So yeah, why use a golden egg when you can just use a free rocket launcher we spawned in the game?
Alright, so now we're going to leave his arena, and we're going to get an autosave clip out of bounds here. This is another difficult one. Easier than the Gigante one, but I'm going to be careful here.
Ashley.
Perfect,
No time to
nice.
lose.
Now we're going to throw a grenade at the spot on the floor. And bam. So we skip this entire elevator, which saves like 45 seconds or something.
Yeah. There's also a nadeless setup, but that is its own complete setup. I actually find this one to be one of the harder clips.
Yeah.
Because your starting position can have a big impact on how you're able to do the
Won't have to swim
trick
after
in
all.
your lineup. At least for me. And that's... Castle's over now.
Yeah.
That was the last chapter.
We are now in chapter 13. I really don't like this chapter. It's not filled with too much RNG, just some really annoying things that can happen, especially if you're not careful and you're not stunning everyone. And when we're trying to conserve shotgun ammo here, it becomes even more annoying. But I did get a small resource there, so I can craft some more if I need.
This is also this first section that introduces lasers into the game. There's like these tripwire laser things.
Yep.
Well, it's actually different than the tripwires we've been seeing throughout the game here and there that we can actually use to skip parts of the game. These ones will set off a turret that will insta-kill you. You can't... Well, mostly insta-kill you, as we'll see. Well, hopefully we won't see it, because sometimes it can shoot you and not kill you.
Yeah.
Very rare. This will be one of the ways we abuse the lasers, is this strat here.
Alright, so I watched that cutscene just so this guy with the turret on his hand comes out a little bit. And I'm going to bait him into the... Oh, I just got really lucky.
That was... Yeah,
actually, that was kind of unlucky.
Exactly,
Yeah, so... Yeah, you bait that turret guy into the turret, so he tanks all the bullets. Somehow I got caught by a stray bullet. That's really strange if that happens, to be honest.
Yeah. See, like, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, like, if he was slightly too slow there, I'm pretty sure you were dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, because the turret will just get off cooldown and shoot you again.
Yeah.
There you're supposed to take no damage, but yeah, like, at least as long as it works. Because you don't really want to... You can be stuck there. You're not very confident. It is a bit tricky.
And yeah, we're just pretty much gonna ignore these enemies. Occasionally that stun red guy will hit you. We didn't get too unlucky there.
This is where they keep Ashley.
And I think, is this the last tripwire skip that's in the game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yep. So we're gonna have to say goodbye to the tripwires for now. Like, well, I guess after this. This is like probably the most minor one in the run.
Yeah, I would say so. This part only saves a couple seconds, or actually, probably saves about 5, so it's still pretty significant.
It also looks pretty cool too, which helps.
Yeah, so I'm gonna crouch down, flick my mouse over, and that didn't work.
Well, I guess you'll have to watch a different video to see what it looks like.
Yeah. Not sure why that doesn't work sometimes. I suppose I might have messed up something, but yeah. I do have it in my PB if you want to watch that.
So, so you did get the record. I think you messaged me about how you got the record practicing for this, which is interesting because you did have the record before, but
Yeah, when I got this opportunity to play this at GDQ, I had to derust, and I derusted probably a lot more than I needed to. I managed to get the record back. I had it earlier on in the game's life cycle, but yeah, managed to snag it back. So the world record currently is 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 29 seconds. Or no, not 29, 23. 135 is pretty reasonable, but it definitely requires some good luck. Yeah.
this section is the introduction of the regenerators, which are kind of like, I think they're really iconic monster,
Definitely.
unique to RE4. Personally, I think Verdugo is probably one of the coolest RE4 unique creatures in the game, personally. But
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
the regenerators are kind of dopey in this game. Like, they hit like really hard.
Yeah, so we're just gonna ignore this guy here, but but he'll be back.
Just
in a
like that. Kind of head empty.
He might get a hit in. We'll see. Nope, we're good.
Yeah, you can get some really weird. I don't know if this is a skill thing for me, but sometimes you can get unlucky or be too slow, and sometimes they just jump scare you and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. But also, this part's pretty funny.
Yeah, so we're pretty much just going to be staring at this regenerator's toes for a little bit. He doesn't really know what to do when you bug yourself into a wall. So we're just going to be staring at the ground for about 30-ish seconds. And there they are. We're not going to look too long.
It's taking so long.
That big toenail is like so long. I just didn't even notice it. It's so
Yeah,
dang
a little
long.
bit.
It's like a velociraptor talon or something. I don't even know.
I went a bit too early there. I was supposed to grab the key card, but I didn't get hit, so that's nice. There'll be another guy here. Alright.
Yeah, they kind of flop around. I think these enemies are like a mixture of terrifying and just hilarious, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
you shoot off their leg and then they flop around because like they can regenerate their body parts, but they're still like really want to kill you. I just think it's really funny. They did a good job with them in this one.
Alright, we're gonna grab a flash in here and some more rifle ammo and load another autosave to make the enemies chill out. So here, there is a wrench in one of these 4 regenerators, and we need to pick up this biosensor scope so that we can see, basically so that we can be able to kill them. So yeah,
Oh yeah, and I guess I forgot to bring up. Also, that's pretty good RNG.
yeah it is. Alright, only missed once.
Yeah, the game really wants you to get the scope because in the original game you could just completely skip it, like it was pretty much a non-factor thing, but I guess when they're remaking the game they wanted it to be more part of the...
Nice, I got some shotgun ammo, that's really good. I'm just gonna run around now. You can you can clip into the wall and all the enemies will ignore you, but I actually prefer to just run around here.
I've just seen so many people get like messed up by that. Like I just think it's just one of those things where it's like you don't really want to do anything, so you just go for it. But
Yeah, so I'm gonna re-equip the regular scope because I really hate the biosensor scope for door clips and shooting Krauser. Plus,
do you actually switch it? Are you doing it just for the marathon, or do you usually do it even in World Record switching scopes?
I do it in the record because I have to
I
sell
see.
it for space, actually. So it just makes sense to equip it now.
Oh, okay, I see. Because I was like, it'd be interesting to just do something for personal preference.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of those things where you could argue you could do it if it gave you better execution. Or
Yeah.
confidence. But this is actually because you're going to sell it later, which makes sense. But
All right, that's chapter 13 done. We have rescued Ashley. She got kidnapped by Krauser earlier. Probably should have mentioned that. Yeah, so this chapter we skipped the vast majority of with door clips. So there's one, and we're going to do another one in just a second.
also, those that might be observant as well, I'd be thinking, oh, well, you can actually door clip on the door that you came from near the end. With the
Yeah.
you know, like the tier 3 key card, you can door clip through there, but you just get soft lock because there's nothing you could do. But yeah, we skipped the complete. We're on the other side of the wrecking ball. This is
Yeah.
also one of the easier door clips that you can do. And this skips like a huge. This is, I think, the second. Is this the one that saves the most time, or do you think it's the one in Castle?
I think it's probably this one. Yeah, this section is super long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you skipped the spike regenerator section too. Yeah, I think this is like the. This one saves probably like the most time.
Maybe 8 or 10 minutes or something crazy.
Yeah, like it makes the chapter pretty much like 2 different rooms, 3 different rooms.
I was thinking,
That's kind of over.
we work well together, don't we?
Wait, there's Krauser in this chapter, correct?
Yeah, we're going over to
Oh,
the
I-
Krauser fight right now.
I thought that was a different chapter. Okay, yeah. So this chapter would actually be insanely long, like probably one of the longest, but it's actually not as long because we skipped like half of it.
No fun.
Alright, so we got pretty lucky with resources actually, so I got 2 shotgun drops and I don't have to craft or worry about anything else for the rest of the run, which is super nice. I do have to craft 1 heavy grenade, but that's no problem.
Do you mind briefly going over the difference between heavy and regular nade?
Yeah, so the only difference I'm aware of is just damage. So heavy grenades deal a ton of damage, like probably 5-6 times the damage of a regular grenade. Hopefully I don't get hit here. Nice. But yeah, we use heavy nades we use 2 heavy nades in chapter 15. One for the turret and one for killing some guys, which we'll get there soon. So I crafted the last one there, and this is second to last merchant, I believe. And we're just gonna buy a rocket. And I don't have enough space.
Yeah, this is a distinction compared to the other one. Like the other remakes, is that you can actually auto sort your inventory. Sometimes you need to do it just to make up space, but it's actually really important.
Yeah. So usually, when we're doing regular runs, we watch Krauser's cutscene for about. Oh, he's gonna hit me. Never mind. Usually we watch that cutscene for about 1.5 minutes. I actually don't know what to do here. I messed up. That's unfortunate.
You actually shoot him down there? I thought you used a flash. I'm crazy.
Yeah, I messed up pretty bad here. This is unfortunate, but it's just gonna cost a little bit of time. Oh, I didn't know we could throw knives. It's okay. Thanks, buddy.
Gotcha. It usually doesn't look like that, but
Yeah, so usually in a run we watch the cutscene for about 1.5 minutes and it bugs out Krauser's position. He spawns like over there instead of over there.
but
And we can just ignore that entire fight, but I wanted to save a bit of time, and I probably did still save some time,
Go with your gut, don't think.
just by doing it regularly, skipping the cutscene and fighting him there.
yeah, also just to make it a better viewing experience, because you don't want to watch a cutscene for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
How could I forget?
What I was supposed to do there, what I messed up was I just shot him too late, so I needed to shoot him before he shot his first arrow, but I mistimed it a bit.
Yeah, there's some stuff. I remember I tried to lap that part a lot, trying to get him. Because you can essentially just do the.
I'd be dead if I kept
That's
listening.
unlucky.
Yeah, I'm also mistimed that.
I mean, yeah, mistimed it.
Wow, he takes a really long time there. Yeah, you're supposed to crouch under the arrows, but I missed it, unfortunately.
Guess I'll ask when I see him.
Yeah, once you mess up one, it's like the whole cycle is weird, so.
Getting hit by those nades is just luck. Alright, so specific thing here, we're going to shoot him in the head once, shoot him in the shoulder, shoot him in the head again, throw a grenade at him, and shoot him one more time. And that is the second part of the Krauser fight. That went a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, like, once again, it's just like the speedruns. Speedruns can make this like look like so seamless. Like, if you don't do exactly what he did, I'm pretty sure like he just like prolongs the fight.
Yeah,
I forget exactly what he does, but it just makes it so much longer.
yeah, that fight takes a ton of time. If you don't do that trap. And of course, the final phase of every boss in this game. It's a classic, straight out of the original.
You shoot him in midair for both speed and for style.
Exactly.
He doesn't even touch the ground and he's already good.
Alright, so not a great chapter 15. Could have been a lot better, but, sorry, that was 14. This is chapter 15, and this is where I actually need things to go well. I really hope things go well. There's a couple things that I can mess up and lose a lot of time on, specifically the final turret skip, which of course we'll talk about when we get there. For now, I'm gonna save here and load because it allows me to get Mike to start shooting early. Mike is the guy in the helicopter. I'm gonna wait to shoot this Ganado until the archer starts running. I accidentally killed him. I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. So we want Mike to kill all 7 of these guys pretty fast. Which, okay, he killed 6. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So we'll finish off the last guy there.
But yeah, that neat little trick was, I think, found by Red Zoro, a Greek pro speedrunner, which is, I think it's a pretty cool trick because otherwise you would have to wait for Mike on the tower.
Yeah.
So instead, the tower starts immediately as you get on. So.
Alright, so we're gonna kill 3 guys with this turret and then throw our heavy grenade. That got 4 kills. We need 19 or 18 kills here to make Mike shoot this wall down here so we can progress. And we have 19 kills, so he's just going to take a sweet time before blowing it up.
Gonna go get some more gas or something. I don't really know where he's going with.
Yeah, it's coming back around. We're good. Alright, there we go. So this is actually an auto-scroller if you... It just starts based on when you kill the first 7 guys, basically.
There's also a decently significant scope clip coming up.
Yeah. That's unlucky. I've actually never been hit there. A lot of stuff is happening that I don't see very often. And I'm getting staggered by some guy who's not there.
Yeah, that's nice glitchy stagger.
Alright, so we gotta blow up that turret. And once we blow up the turret, an autosave will trigger. So I'm gonna throw 2 flashes here. and then throw a heavy grenade and a regular grenade at the turret. I'm gonna clip out of bounds at this fence here. There we go, we got it. So now we're out of bounds and we can skip the rest of this room. But first, we're gonna take a quick little detour at this wall here, lower our FPS to 30, and fall into the void. Now, you may think, why would you do this? This makes no sense. And yeah, that makes sense. Why would you just fall into the void for no reason? There is a very strange glitch that happens when you fall at a certain frame into the void here, where later on when we find Ashley for the final time, you carry her in a very, very slow way. But if you fall into the void at a specific frame, you're going to carry her in a bit of a different way, which hopefully I won't die and we'll get to show it off. It will be kind of a bummer if I don't, but if I do end up dying, you can check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, shout outs to the, there was several people grinding this trick because duffel bag is what it's called. Very controversial glitch. People thought it was hardware related, you know, people didn't know why it was working, people wanted it allowed in runs, not allowed, and it was also very inconsistent. So a trick near the end of the run that could save or lose the run, just what seemed like to RNG, but people found out it was frame rate related and came up with that 30 FPS setup right there. So shout outs to them for that, making the game more playable.
Shout out to Tetra for that one.
Yeah, I think there's a few others too testing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tetra was the one who kind of found out a lot about it.
All right, so now we're basically at the final part of the game. I'll let Mondo explain this one because he was the one who discovered the strat. Nice Novi.
Yeah, this is the thing I'm proudest about in this game. So before the duffel bag glitch that was really RNG and people didn't really get it, there's a final laser here that you have to get through, and before you would have to press a button to turn it off, but I found out that if you shoot this guy's legs, you can consistently bait him and shoot him into the laser just like that. So
Yeah, so I got pretty unlucky there because the second guy decided to fall super early, but managed to make it past that turret, and that is incredibly difficult. It's not too bad, but with nerves, it makes it very difficult. Now we're gonna see the glitch that I made happen by falling into the void. So we are carrying Ashley in a bizarre way here. There's a pause buffer glitch that you can do here to skip this animation where he goes up against the wall. But yeah, Ashley is, who knows what Ashley's doing right now, but yeah, this saves well over a minute. Even with, well, I guess with the falling that you have to do, it saves about 40 seconds. And yeah, this is a really annoying walking section, so it was nice to save time here. And there's one more pause buffer thing you can do here where Leon will not do the animation of him falling over. You just spam pause.
yeah, very nice. Yeah.
All right, everything's
Glad
back
we
to
got
normal.
to show off duffel.
Yeah.
Duffel is probably like the funniest glitch in this game, despite like its, you know, controversy, I guess, or its previous controversy. I guess now it's consistent, but
Yeah. So one more little walk, and there we go. That is the end of chapter 15. Now we're on chapter 16, which is the final chapter of the game. I'm gonna make a save and load it here because a bizarre side effect of the duffel bag glitch is that it makes you incredibly slow for some reason. Yeah, not quite sure about that, but loading a save will get rid of the duffel bag glitch.
Yeah, we're alive.
So we're back to normal
Thanks
speed.
to him.
and funny enough, this will be the last time we do that. What is the? I don't know the exact name for it, but the like the weapon swap.
I just call it the infinite ammo glitch. I think it has a
Infinite,
specific
yeah, I
name.
think that's what I used to call it too. Yeah, infinite ammo glitch. Because it's pretty much what it is. It's like a pistol bullet all it takes is one pistol bullet to fire a rocket in theory. Like, and there's so much pistol aim on this game. As long as you have a fire to light yourself on fire. Like, this game just sounds so absurd. You light yourself on fire just so that you can use pistol bullets to fire a rocket. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But that's RE4 Remake speedrunning for you, I guess.
Had one extra grenade so I can kill these novies here, so I stay out of combat. I'm gonna grab this treasure. I'm not sure if I need it or not. I don't think I do, but just in case. And yeah, we're gonna buy a rocket and start the final boss, which is gonna have a similar ending to all the bosses. So we have a rocket and we have our pistol. We're gonna start the fight, and we're gonna blow up a barrel and do a variation of the infinite ammo glitch. I believe I got it there. There it is. So now we have our rocket still, but we took out Sadler Phase 1. And instead of waiting for Ada to throw us the red rocket, we can just shoot this one. And that is the Sadler fight. So now we just have to run to the end. I'm really curious to see what my final time is here. I wonder if it's... I imagine it's probably around a 140.
We can go home.
Right now we are at 145-ish.
Oh, really good, actually. Nice.
And that's real time. That's not even
Oh, yeah.
Level, so you can imagine it's probably like.
Might even be a sub
Do you
40.
think that could be?
Yeah.
It could be. Yeah.
Stop attacking us. What's going on?
Unfortunately, you can't do the Dittman glitch in this game, which with the striker shotgun, you can't do like the zoom away on the boat. But
Yeah.
at least you can make her flop around near the end. So that I guess is.
All right, so jet ski. It's a lot harder in this game than the original, so hopefully I don't mess up. Yeah.
Just admit though, it is kind of funny when you mess up jet ski.
It is 100%. Yeah.
His animations are really funny because they don't say anything and the boat just slowly sinks in the water.
Yeah.
They don't scream. I don't even think they scream. They just sink in the water. Yeah, if you're a speedrunning pro, if you die here, you got to go all the way back to your last save, which is you have to redo the final boss. So.
Unlucky.
Yep. Definitely didn't die doing that pro challenge. Sure.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, you can do some tricks when you go up those ramps. You just press the interact button.
And after this is time.
Yeah, once we... I'll call it.
Yeah.
The light at the end of the tunnel. That is time. GG.
GG.
All right. Let's see what the final time was. I'm thinking it should be around a 140, maybe sub 40. Wow, low 139. Nice.
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 So I believe that's a third place time. That's pretty cool.
That's hype.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm super happy I got to do that. Like, thank you so much for the opportunity. This really came out of the blue, and I'm just really excited that I got to do this.
Thank you both so much for being here, for showing this game off, for commentating. It was a pleasure to have you. Yeah, y'all did a great job. So
Thank you. All right, Manda, you want to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of like a noob at this game. I'm pretty dated, but I tried my best. Britt did a great job showing this game off. Showed off some tricks. Probably a lot of us haven't seen before. I didn't see like the one at Salazar's Tower before. I did not see that one. Yeah, shoutouts to Frit, shoutouts to GDQ. It was hype.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you want to say anything, Frit?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much again for being here for showcasing the game. That was an unreal run. Third place in a marathon setting is no easy feat, so GG's on that. And thank you for showing off this game. With that
absolutely.
said, we do have one final game for you today. We have Super Mario RPG Remake. We are going to take a quick break while we get ready for that, and we will see you for that.